Marcus had 3 degrees, a 6-figure salary, and $14 in his savings account. Every month he understood exactly what was happening to his money. He could explain compound interest, tax brackets, depreciation schedules. He read the books. He followed the accounts. He knew the terminology. And somehow, none of it was working. Here's the part that nobody wants to say out loud. Intelligence doesn't protect you from being broke. Sometimes, it makes it worse. If you've ever wondered why knowing better doesn't always mean doing better with money, subscribe. Because this isn't a story about stupidity. It's a story about something far more dangerous. The intelligence trap. There's a belief most educated people carry without realizing it. It sounds like this: once I understand something, I'll be fine. And in most areas of life, that's true. You study for the exam, you pass, you move on. But money doesn't work like an exam. Money is behavioral, it's emotional, it's psychological. And the smarter you are, the better you become at rationalizing the behavior you already wanted to do. Here's what that looks like in real life. Marcus gets a raise, $15,000 more per year. And immediately, his brain starts calculating. I've been driving this car for 6 years. I deserve an upgrade. A nicer apartment would reduce my commute stress, which affects my productivity. This watch is an investment. It holds value. Every sentence is logical. Every sentence is also a lie he's telling himself. This is what psychologists call smart justification. The ability to construct an airtight argument for whatever you emotionally wanted anyway. And the higher your IQ, the faster you can build that argument. The gap nobody notices. Let's follow 2 people, Marcus and his college roommate, David. Same university, same graduation year, nearly identical starting salaries. Year 1. Marcus earns $72,000. David earns $68,000. Marcus buys a nicer car, better apartment, new wardrobe for the job. It makes sense. He worked hard. He earned it. David keeps the old car, rents a modest place, puts $600 a month into an index fund. At this point, nobody would look at Marcus and say he's doing something wrong. He looks successful. He feels successful year 3. Marcus gets promoted. Salary hits $94,000. He moves into a luxury apartment downtown, upgrades his car again, starts eating out most nights. It's easier, he's busy, he earns it. His monthly expenses? They rise with his income, like they always do. See, he's saving something. Just not much. Life is expensive when you live at your earning level. David still drives the same car, still in the same apartment, still investing $600 a month. Now slightly more. His total invested? Around $28,000. It doesn't feel like much. Year 5. Here's where the story starts to quietly shift. Marcus begins to feel something he didn't expect. A low-grade financial anxiety that doesn't go away. He makes good money, but every month feels tight. There's always something. The car payment, the rent, a trip he already booked, a credit card he keeps meaning to pay down, show stress lines, notification pings, a bill envelope. He's not broke, he'd tell you that, but he's also not free. David's portfolio just crossed $65,000, not from extra income, not from luck, from time, and nothing else. The psychology behind it, but here's what nobody talks about. Marcus isn't irresponsible. He isn't lazy. He isn't financially illiterate. He's something more specific and more common. He is identity investing. See, high achievers develop a self-image early. Smart, driven, successful, going places. And once that image is formed, money becomes a tool to confirm it. The apartment isn't just shelter, it's evidence. The car isn't just transportation, it's a statement. The dinners out aren't just food. They're the reward that proves the sacrifices were worth it. And here's the cruelest part. The smarter you are, the more convincingly you can tell yourself it's rational. Real estate is an asset. But renting while investing often outperforms. Quality lasts longer. But the upgrade cycles never stops. I work hard. I deserve this. But deserving something and affording it aren't the same thing. By year 7, Marcus is earning over $110,000 a year. And he has less financial security than David had at year 3. Not because he spent recklessly, because he spent consistently, just slightly beyond where he needed to. There's a term for this, the lifestyle creep death spiral. And the terrifying thing about it? It feels completely normal from the inside. The hidden cost nobody calculates year 10. David's portfolio, $224,000. Marcus's net worth, $31,000. Same starting point. Same field. Nearly the same income trajectory. The difference isn't intelligence. The difference is what happened to the gap between income and spending. David had a gap. Every single month, a small amount of money went somewhere Marcus's money never went. Into the future. And here's the number most people never actually calculate. If Marcus had invested just $400 a month starting at year 1, over 10 years, at a modest return rate, he'd have roughly $83,000 more than he does right now. Not from a side hustle, not from a hot stock tip, from $400 a month, which is less than what he spends eating out. But the real cost isn't the money. It's the options the money represents. David at year 10 could take risks on a career change. He has runway. He has time. He can afford to say no to things that compromise his values because he has a cushion underneath him. Marcus? Marcus needs next month's paycheck, which means Marcus cannot say no, which means Marcus is not free. Here's the part of the story that changes everything. At year 11, Marcus is sitting at his desk at 11 p.m. He's not in a crisis. He's not behind on bills. He's just tired. And for the first time, a question surfaces that he's been avoiding for a decade. What am I actually building? He makes more money than almost everyone he grew up with. He lives well by any visible measure. But the number in his investment account represents 11 years of earning. And it should be so much larger than it is. He finally does the math he'd been avoiding, not to punish himself, just to understand. And understanding, real understanding, so costs more than a textbook. It costs years. David isn't richer because he's smarter. David is richer because he never confused looking successful with being financially safe. He never needed his spending to confirm his identity. He let the invisible work quietly in the background for years, while everyone around him was spending their raises before they arrived. The most dangerous financial trap isn't ignorance. It's competence without self-awareness. Because ignorance is fixable. You learn, you adjust, you change course. But smart people? Smart people can go an entire decade building a perfectly logical case for why their financial choices make sense, while the compounding they could have had quietly slips past them. And the most expensive thing Marcus ever bought wasn't the car. It wasn't the apartment. It was the version of himself he was constantly trying to prove existed. The difference between being intelligent about money and actually having money, it's never about what you know. It's about what you're willing to stop justifying.